Hello dear student, welcome on this video lecture. In this video lecture we will be learning about applications of differentiation. In the previous video you have undergone what the differentiation is, how it is defined and how it is operated in various type of expressions considering various type of rules. So in applications, the first application I have listed over here is the slope of a tangent on a curve. So if there's a curve and we draw a tangent, then the slope of that tangent is given by the differentiation. So let's try to learn how that slope of a tangent becomes differentiation using the concept or knowledge of differentiation that we have got in the previous lecture. So to begin with, let's say this is a y versus x graph. So that's a graph, and that graph can be of any sort. I have taken this as an example. Let's say with this graph, if I also draw a straight line, then that straight line can have two options. One, it can intersect this graph in this way. That means it can intersect it at 2 points. Maybe this. And let me increase this width. So that's a straight line I'm drawing. This straight line is intersecting this graph at two different locations. Let's say this location is location A or point A. This location is location B, that is point B. And this, if we drop this downside, then you'll find this will have related to the coordinates of A, and if we drop this downside, so that will be related to the coordinates of B. Understood? Now if we make the construction like this, we draw a straight line which is running from A towards B, or the line of B, this. As per our assumption, let's say this A point is having a coordinate x1, B point having a coordinate x2, this A point on y axis has a y1, this B point on this y axis has a coordinate y2. Very simple. There's a graph, black color, and this is a straight line which is intersecting at two different locations. Now if a straight line that intersects at two different locations, that is known as secant. So we call it as a secant. And that black colored is a graph, and that is a y versus x graph, or y equal to fx graph. That means a function has been plotted over there. Now if we are interested in finding the slope of the secant, then you'll find the slope will be decided by the angle it makes with the horizontal axis theta. So if this is theta, so we can definitely say this angle is also going to be theta, because this downside line is a horizontal parallel to x-axis. And from here, tangent of the secant will be written as, let me write over here, tangent, or rather the slope, I should say slope. So slope of secant is given as tan theta. Now this tan theta is going to be equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. You might be remembering the same expression of slope for any straight line passing through two given points. So that's what it is basically. Now this y2 minus y1 can be written as delta y, change in y, and x2 minus x1 can be given as change in x. So basically, if we know the change in y and change in x, then the ratio of these two changes is known as this slope, and that slope is of secant, or the straight line that has been shown like this, right? Here the difference between y2 and y1 is significant, and difference between x2 and x1, this is also significant, because this is a large separation, and this is separation of y, that is delta y. So delta y is big enough, and delta x is also big enough. So we will be writing delta y upon delta x, that is equal to tangent or tan theta. Tangent I mean by tan theta, and but this is the slope is of secant. However, if we say this B point, let's bring this B point close and keeping this A point at the same location, if we keep on moving this B point and bring this B point very close to A. So if we bring this point B to very close to point A, then you'll find that delta Y will be decreasing, decreasing, decreasing. If it is coming closer to A, then delta Y will become very small, and similarly delta X will become very small. Then this line will be basically touching the curve. So when the line touches the curve, then it is known as tangent. So let's say at any point I am trying to draw a tangent, that means a line that touches it. So we can think of this, it can be a line which touches the graph, not intersecting it. So that means A and B both points are now at the same location. So whenever the straight line touches a curve, we say that it is one point, but you will find in neighborhood there will be at a very infinitely small distance there will be other points existing. So basically A point and B point, they have come together, and thus difference between, if we want to see the difference between point A and point B, you will find that difference is very small. So we can say this point is X, next point is X plus delta X, or we can say this thickness, this is very small thickness, that is not delta X, rather it's a dx. Similarly, if we bring this in this y direction, then the value of y is changing by very small amount, and that very small amount is now dy. Instead of delta y, we are writing dy. So whenever a line touches the graph, then that line is known as tangent. So we will calling it as a tangent, and this is your graph, and this is touching at certain point x. So the delta x which was here, it has been written by dx, and delta y which was there, that has been written as dy, because these gaps are very small now. So here we can write the slope of a tangent. So you will say slope of a tangent is given by tan theta, which is going to be equal to, we can write in this manner we want. We can write again delta y upon delta x, but stating the point that delta x is very small, it's tending to 0. This is the definition of differentiation, so it will become dy upon dx, right? Hence we got a expression, an important relation you can say, or formula, that slope of a tangent, that is tan theta, is equal to dy upon dx, and this dy upon dx, we know that's called differentiation of y with respect to x at any location of x. So this is quite important and useful for us in various concepts of physics. So whenever we need to find the differentiation, and we can also calculate the slope of tangent, that will be equal to the differentiation, or otherwise whenever we need to find the slope, we can find the differentiation and that will become the slope. So this tan theta, which we used to write as a m, if you remember, equation of a straight line, y is equal to mx plus c. So we can say this straight line is going to have equation like y equal to mx plus c. So if we treat it as like y equal to mx plus c for a straight line, this is for straight line. So this m is the slope of that straight line, and tangent is a straight line. Okay, so that's the one application of the differentiation, that it talks about the slope of a tangent at any point on any graph which is y is equal to fx. So let's take a few examples to use this, and then go for the next application of differentiation. So here's an example, and it reads, find the slope of tangent on the given functions at particular x, that x equal to 2, x equal to 2 has been chosen. So there's a first part and there's a second part, so there are two parts that we need to handle. Let's solve for the first part. And this is a function. One way is we can plot the graph, and then we can draw the tangent at x equal to 2. Or another way is that we can simply solve it, because we know the slope of tangent is equal to dy upon dx, and if the point is x equal to 2, then later on we will be substituting x equal to 2 after getting the expression. So this is going to be equal to d upon dx of y. In the first case, y is x square minus 3x plus 2. And how to operate this particular expression or operation we have understood in the previous lectures. So this is going to be, I'm writing directly, first we are going to differentiate x square, which will become twice x. Then you are going to differentiate this minus 3x, so minus 3 will be outside, x is going to be as 1, and differentiation of 2 will become 0 because that's a constant. So ultimately answer will come out to be 2x minus 3. So this 2x minus 3 is the slope of tangent at any x, but we need to find at x equal to 3. So you can say at x equal to 3, let's say we are writing the slope by m, so this slope m will become equal to 2 into we have chosen this x equal to 2, so whatever the x we have chosen, we need to substitute that x. So at x equal to 2, m will become 2 into x, x is 2, minus 3. So this will become 4 minus 3, and that 4 minus 3 is going to be equal to 1. So slope is 1, or you can say tan theta is 1. And if somebody asks what the angle it makes, so we can also say tan theta is 1. If we are interested in finding theta, that means the angle made by that tangent line with the x-axis, that's going to be 45 degree. So either it may ask you the angle made by the tangent with the x-axis, or the slope, or the expression for the slope for any point. So we can find using this differentiation operation. Making sense? And now if you recall previous lectures, then we have talked about how the slope appears. Since this slope is coming as a positive, that means the tangent line, if at all we draw, then tangent line will be some sort of this, in this way it should be inclined. That means we know when that line is inclined like this, then its slope is positive. Moreover, here we are able to think that this line, that tangent line, must be making an angle 45 with the x-axis, which is less than 90. So it has to be like this, positive slope. And if I recall you, zero slope means horizontal line, infinite slope means vertical line, and slope like this, line like this, is having negative slope. Okay, so that's first part, solution. And if we want to solve the second part, we can carry it with very similar fashion. So you can pause the video, solve, and then check your answer. Here again the slope is going to be, slope means slope of tangent. So slope of tangent is, let's say m is equal to dy upon dx. Now first we are going to find this dy upon dx. So for that sake we need to put the value of y, which is 3 sine pi x. 3 is a constant, we will take it out, we will be differentiating this sign, so it's going to be 3 cos pi x. Now you remember this, this is a function of function because pi x is not x. So whatever this function is, we use the chain rule to multiply it with that differentiation. So if we differentiate this pi x, pi will be outside because the constant x is going to be differentiated, that will become 1. So slope will become equal to 3 pi cos pi x. Making sense? Now this is the slope for any x, so we need to find at x equal to 2, so we can place it at x equal to 2. You will be finding m value is going to be 3 pi cos pi into 2, that is 2 pi. Cos 2 pi is a number that we know, that's 1, so our answer will become 3 pi. That means again this is a positive slope, so straight line, tangent line will be some sort of this, making certain angle. That angle can also be found as tan theta is equal to 3 pi. So this is how we can find the slope of any tangent to any function by using the differentiation. This another example which says find the speed from the given distance versus time graph will help us to understand how to use this differentiation concept in solving the equations of physics. So this is entirely physics equation. We need to find the speed, and what is given to us is the distance versus time graph. So that's a graph is given to us. So here we need to know one important concept of physics. that most of you must be knowing. Still, I'm stating over here. So this speed is defined as rate of change of rate of change of distance with respect to time. So that's the rate of change of distance with respect to time. That's how it's being defined, speed. We know this dy upon, when we write dy upon dx, that is the rate of change of y with respect to x. So if we use this concept, then we can say speed, if we are writing by v, it is going to be rate of change of distance upon rate of with respect to time. So point is, the formula becomes v is equal to ds upon dt. So this is a mathematical formula that this is a physics formula that we need to remember in terms of mathematics, and these kind of formulas we will be learning from the next chapter onward. Here I am giving that hint that speed is rate of change of distance with respect to time. That means we can write speed as ds by dt. Now, knowing this, can we find out what the value of speed is going to be just looking at this graph? So in this graph, distance versus time plot has been given to us. We are looking for the speed. So we can use the concept that we have learned. That means if we are interested in the speed at any location, then what we need to do, we need to search for the tangent and its slope. So if you look for any point, let's say we are looking for the any point anytime t this, however here the t has not been specified. So we can say we can plot this, we can draw the tangent at any location or at any time. So we are considering any time t, and at that time, at this point, we want to draw a tangent. Now if we want to draw a tangent, that means we are trying to draw a line, a straight line, which is touching this point. So if we do so, then you will find that a straight line is going to be exactly the same line, because that's a straight line. So that means we can say the tangent on a straight line is the same straight line. So this straight line will also behave like a tangent on this straight line graph. So we will say the speed is going to be given by ds by dt. So v is going to be given by ds by dt, which is differentiation of distance with respect to time, and we also know this is equal to slope of tangent. By the way, that's tangent and the graph, they are the same because graph is a straight line. So you need to keep in mind, whenever the graph is a straight line, then the tangent on that graph is also the straight line, and that is the same straight line. So that means we need to find the slope of the straight line that has been given to us. So we know how to find the tangent. For that sake, we draw a line parallel to the horizontal axis, or we can say we draw a horizontal line, and we measure this angle that it makes, the graph makes, or the line makes with the x-axis, and we call it as a theta. So this is going to be equal to tan theta. And from the figure we can estimate what the theta is, because this is going to be entirely 90 degrees, 30 degree if we subtract, so it becomes 60 degree. So basically from here we got to know v is equal to tan 60 degree, and then tan 60 degree is, we know that is √3. So this becomes our speed answer. If everything is followed in SI unit, which is normally the case, so we will give our answer in meter per second. So if it is given in meter, that will be denoted like this in bracket, that unit will be written in bracket, it will be written as a second. So we will say it's going to be meter per second. So from here we are able to solve one question of one type of question of physics, wherever any quantity is defined as the rate of change of something with respect to something, then that means that's a differentiation. If the graph is given to us, we can draw the tangent and measure the slope. That will become the value of that defined quantity, right? This kind of questions are very popular for examination. So and we will be doing a couple of questions related to this in kinematics or in other chapters, wherever a quantity is defined as rate of change of one quantity with respect to another. Okay, so here is an example for you, or question for you to try, and that's a good question. Let me read and give some hint for you. It says that the potential energy of a particle in the field is given below. So potential energy, it's some energy you will be learning later on. A basic idea you might have, and that's basically a function, a relation that is given to us. Find the value of r for which the particle will be at equilibrium. I hope you remember equilibrium is a term that we have talked about. Any particle will be at equilibrium when the net force is zero. So force has to be zero, and this is the potential energy as a function of r is given to us. One definition I'm giving to you. So whenever the potential energy is given to us, we define the force is equal to minus du upon dr. So this is the definition of force when the potential energy is given to us. So u as a function of r is given to us, and we are supposed to find the value of f. So f can be found out by doing this operation, and once you do this operation, then the condition is that has to be at equilibrium. That means force should be zero, and then you know what to do. If you perform this, then you can get some answer, and then a b c d four options have been given to you. You need to solve it and find the correct answer, and then comment the answer in the comment section, and then we will be solving it in the next video lecture. So in this lecture we simply talked about one application of differentiation. In the upcoming video you will be learning two more applications of differentiation. So that's all for this video. See you.